So anyway, we get to the main event. Another qualifying match with Sami Zayn and Randy Orton, two baby faces. Obviously, you know who's going to win here. Sami Zayn is not going to beat Randy Orton. And I think Orton looks great, and Orton knows how to turn it on for the big show, and Orton is a smart worker and can get by. But Orton, I think his patience for these trivial TV matches may not be what it once was. Because he's doing just enough to get through this. And you can't really tell except I'm watching, right? Because they're stretching it out. It was almost 10 minutes with the entrances and the break and the spots before they actually got this underway. Because they don't stick Randy out there for 30 minutes, right? And it's a cold match with another babyface. But they were doing a spot, and Randy hits the ropes, and Sammy's going to sidestep him and throw him out on the floor so Sammy can milk a dive or whatever. And Sammy sidesteps and grabs Orton's head with his hand. And Sammy made the motion like he's thinking Orton's going flying over the top rope. And Orton went through the second and third and took a nice little safe bump to the ground. It's almost like he lost him in mid-throw. And then Sammy on the floor went up to the top of the barricade around the ring to do a moonsault, and Orton sidestepped it bigger than shit and kind of covered his face up like, fuck, he's coming at my face. I think he was just not in the mood to have a lot of it on this particular night. But finally, they had again a WWE TV match. Two pros, nothing wrong with it. Orton hits the big superplex. They go back and forth. And finally, Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3. And then as he's glorifying his victory and Sammy's disappeared, McIntyre comes in and they stand there and look at each other. We go off the air. I think this was probably the living embodiment of less is more for this television program. Wouldn't you agree, Brian?
It was the opening segment. And then a bunch of stuff you could miss. I mean, the Heyman segment backstage sets things up next week.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can miss it, but if you're a regular fan instead of somebody that's force-feeding themselves like we do, like fucking competitive binge eaters in a contest, it's not hard to watch this. There's nothing really stupid or offensive. They aren't necessarily nobodies. Like all the mistakes that AEW makes, put nobodies in the ring and leave them there too long. They're not doing that. They're all stars. It's just, you watch the show to see what's going to happen in the main event picture, and everything else is, the parsley around that plate.